Hey, welcome to Occultists Anonymous.
64.
64, indeed.
We're gonna jump around and do some Mario Wahoos tonight.
Yep, I was behind on that. Glad you were on it. But I just want to say we are super thankful for all of you guys out there.
Because yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I date these videos.
On this Friday, you bring joy to our black hearts.
There you go. And very specifically, guys, we are sponsored by Roll20, the Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you guys for supporting us, joining us. And if you're actually watching this live right now, thank you for ditching your family to come watch this, I think, maybe. And hey,
you're welcome for providing a distraction from your family.
Exactly that. 100% that. And if Thanksgiving is a rough time for you, I'm sorry, and we'll try to make it a little bit better.
There's definitely no misplaced aggression being channeled into this session tonight.
Thank you specifically to some of our patrons, or not some of our patrons, all of our patrons.
Only some of you.
For providing some monetary support for us that goes towards doing cool upgrades and stuff like that. We're actually just talking about doing new art commissions, so who knows? Keep your eye out. Alexander, Brandon, Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Josh, Catfeathers, Michael, Nova, Perry, Puppeteer, Ryan, Schmitty, Senna, Thomas. Yeah, that's everybody. Thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. It means a lot because, we're just a bunch of nerds playing mage, and you guys think we're apparently worth $1 or $2. That means a lot to me because, I don't know about you guys, but I'm stingy with my dollars. So, yeah, your support is kind of awesome. When we last left the Cabal, everybody was back home in the Rookery, or in the abandoned Worth Street station, and had just met up with a pair of hunters from the Union. Technically, they only spoke to a Miss Elizabeth, but they did spot Samuel, her husband, up on the mezzanine of the Hilton, wherever, Days Inn, whatever hotel they were in. It's irrelevant. And basically, due to Wyrd's spellcast, had confirmed and kind of had set up for a couple dots of allies. To provide a little support and help in setting up a meeting between Phantasm Society, their Sin Eater Geist undead friends, sort of dead friends, and themselves with the other members of the Union to try and talk things out peaceably before things escalate into a much more scary and brutal war. Because let's be honest, on one side you have a bunch of hunters with guns and some potentially arcane and occult knowledge, and a bunch of people who can't die. This does not end well for either side of the equation. So, so that is where we left off, with Elizabeth saying, "Hey, we'll arrange a meeting, and we'll get in contact with Rebecca, the Sin Eater leader, and we'll have a meeting." And of course she asked, "Hey, is there any particular place or time?" And the Cabal said, no, we're good. We can meet in the daytime. Atratus says she doesn't want to meet in the morning, but she can. So we're back now at, oh, right. By the way.
Hi, it's me, the wisdom boy.
Yeah, the chat mentioned it, and I thought about it and completely whiffed on it. Yes, there was a act of hubris and a wisdom roll that should have happened between episodes 62 and 63 after the meeting at the Even Dart, and Songbird got a little magic-y in front of some hunters. And so, yes, off screen, that was rolled. I think you might be able to just barely see it in the chat. Nope, you can't, sorry. But yeah, regardless.
It was real bad.
Songbird failed.
Didn't go well.
Songbird failed.
Not at all.
So
I practiced on my real dice a bunch of times, and then the fake internet dice failed me.
Sorry, bud. So yes, Songbird has lost a dot of wisdom and has also gained the megalomania condition, which replaces his blacksmithing obsession with dominate others. No big deal, don't worry. And also gained an additional vice. Not only is they are naturally hasty, but now they are also selfish. This is fine. Everything's fine. So yeah, we picked up at the Rookery Cabal. I don't know if you guys are up at the I almost said the Watchtower. At the Puck Building, or if you've moved over to the Sanctums. I don't know where you guys are meeting or what you guys have planned. Currently, you're just waiting for a call from Rebecca. So otherwise, the day is yours.
Okay. I wanted to head to the Athenaeum and look into these local vampires. So, like, while y'all are doing what you're doing today, I want to go research the Ordo Dracul. I want to know what this guy is doing.
Sure. Cool. All right. Well, we will pick up with, you just riding down the elevator down to the Athenaeum proper. Books upon books lining shelves, and the little knowledge and cat spirit, I had to remember, is wandering about here, as well as other people, some sleepwalkers who assist, and of course, you know your way around a library. You're a giant nerd before you became a mage. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll just some, I think this will just be some intelligence plus, let's just do occult. With a plus
same
2.
stat for academic and occult.
Right.
Plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 success.
Hey, that's all you need. Well, to get some information. Baseline, the information, you find that there are a number of different covenants that vampires join. They tend to be large organizations that kind of rule or manipulate the vampire world. And the Ordo Dracul is one of them. It is probably one of the smaller ones. They are less focused on political power and intrigue, and are more concerned about vampirehood. Basically, they look at
like where the vampires live.
Yes. No. They are definitely more focused on themselves and bettering themselves, and like the for them the term Order Dracul is their base, the Order of Dracula. And while they don't necessarily believe that Dracula was really a person, though some might, they want to imitate his fabled legendary feats that differentiate him from other stuff, because if there's ancient texts that say, oh yeah, Dracula was real and he walked around in the daylight and he was a vampire, a lot of them go, well, we should be able to do that too, right? And so they try and figure it out.
Okay. So does it say anything about like the nature of their experimentation?
You would probably have to roll again.
Roll higher.
Because it's investigation. As much time as you want to spend in here, you can probably dig around and find some stuff. So yeah, if you want, because like I said, this could be an ongoing roll. You can roll again, spend another hour or two down here. I think probably 2 hours trying to find out vampire-y stuff.
Do I roll the modifier again or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the modifier is the library.
Okay. 1 success again.
Okay. Yeah. A lot.
Basically, I'm trying to see if there's like, should I be worried about what he's doing?
Yes. Basically, looking over the basic stuff that you're getting, their experiments are. I mean, it depends on who the vampire is, but the order as a whole range from they prey on other vampires and, pull organs out of them and pull and mess with their blood and mess with different bloodlines to try and create effects. Others reach out to other supernatural stuff. Others pull, straight up occult science kind of stuff where they're literally standing over a pot with, Eye of Newt and fig leaf and, whatever stuff to create potions to imbibe mixed with, it ranges massively vampire to vampire, order to order. Yeah. So potentially, yes, you probably should be concerned about what they might be doing. But it's definitely going to be more of a individual thing.
Okay. Well, that's all I wanted.
Okay. So yeah.
How wary should I be and how much of an eye should I try to keep on the things I might not have been paying attention to before?
Right.
Like all those people disappearing and...
Yep. Yeah, at this point, having talked to the guy and without your human lie detector that you guys left at home while meeting the vampire. It's hard to tell. But, he said he was protecting the homeless, and both he and Julia Kahn had mentioned interest in dissecting mages. So it at least looks like, and this is summing up some of Atratus' own knowledge, that, they're, at least this particular group doesn't look to be harvesting and messing too much with the homeless and more messing with other supernaturals. But he did, tell you pretty straight out, if there are homeless people who are breaking the rules, they're fair game.
They can get eaten and are fair game. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Great. Well, I'm dead. Some colors.
Yeah, I'm messing with my ring light. Yeah, we're gonna try that without that. That way I'm not staring into it all day. Try something different. Cool. So yeah, Atratus is gone for about 4 hours. So we'll say it's 2, maybe 3. In the meantime, before then, was there anything Wyrd or Songbird were getting into?
I wanted to scry on my coin.
Oh, the lucky coin. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's pretty easy. You already have, there we go, a pretty decent connection to it. Let's see here. Space, sympathy. Mage and own spells. Yeah, so it's a medium connection. So the withstand on that is going to be 2.
I don't need reach. Don't need a lot. So I'm going to need 6 potency. No, because I'm 2 already, right? So I just need 2.
Oh yeah, you would just need -2. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 potency total, but yeah, -6 for the modifier. Chat says, the good news, that a tense diplomatic meeting is the perfect place to resolve the megalomania condition. Yep.
I'm going to use my mirror.
Mm-hmm. That's 1 yantra. You have to use something as a sympathetic connection, which one of your other coins is a perfect use, which doesn't provide a bonus. And then you'll have space for 3rd yantra. So I read over the player's aspirations.
I completed mine.
Oh, and actually that's super handy. It actually does a cross through.
Oh, I did that.
Right, like because it just changed for me. Okay, that's handy. So 1 reach for so you're going to take an hour to cast it because why not? Cool sensory range. This is 3. Arcana 2, -2. Yep. Oh, and the +2 other bonus is that you're just talking about
from my mirror.
Oh, well, that's a yantra bonus.
Oh, it counts as okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, but that's fine.
That's fine. Comes out the same anyway.
Right.
Tick.
So roll that 10. 3 successes.
3 successes.
And don't forget to spend another point of mana because space and sympathetic range. So that costs you 2. This is why you get them rotes and praxis. Or if nothing else, convince somebody to make a grimoire. Cool. Was not ready for this one, Craig. Wasn't an aspiration.
It was last week, but you flipped the table on that one.
So yeah, scrying in on it. It's you see this really kind of zoomed in view of your coin, and it's glistening and light. And it's got this kind of weird pattern of light going over it, and then you realize that it's in like some water is flowing over, and you realize it's like on the edge of a gutter or something. You kind of like pan the camera around, so to speak, and you can see it's just kind of lying like next to the sidewalk, in along the roadway where somebody might happen to see it, glinting light and stuff like that. But currently nobody seems to be holding the coin.
All right. I've up the scry.
Sure.
Mildly disappointed.
But that is good. I have to remember that you might actually be doing that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, an hour, some mana, speaking of,
I need to go and get some.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, if you want to bebop over there and just go ahead and roll Gnosis plus Composure, right? I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering what you rolled to get mana.
2.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's... Man, I've got to start keeping track of how much mana. But yeah, that should be fine. Yep.
And I'll scour for a few more.
Okay. What are you scouring specifically?
Can I scour health?
Hmm?
Or is it going to be...
you take a... you can scour stamina, or you can scour health, which is going to be a box of lethal damage.
Okay. I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And Songbird. Yes?
Can I head over to our Hallow and try to get a mana out of it? Because I need...
Yeah, go ahead and roll Gnosis plus Composure as well.
No successes.
Not on the first hour.
I really need mana. I'm going to try again.
Sure.
Okay, 1.
Okay.
Cool. Which I think we only have 1 anyway.
1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll probably say 1 because I remember you made your pen, and so you've been using a bunch of that mana.
That's fair.
Okay. Songbird, what are you up to?
So Songbird is doing some blacksmithing in the shop.
Okay.
While Atratus is at the library and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like to kind of like paint the scene, like I think he's just like going about it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then like very like maybe megalomaniacal is not the exact word someone might describe this, but like almost narcissistic in his work. So he's kind of just like creating little pieces of, some arrowheads and some, sketching out some designs for like some weapons and stuff like that. And just like really thinks that everything that he's doing is perfect right now. Sure.
And I mean, I think especially designing stuff for himself and about, is very the selfish vice.
Yeah. And like throughout the scene, I think Songbird continuously just like his cell phone's over on the side table, and he just keeps like looking at it, and just like there's like this feeling that there's something he should do about his phone. He's like not thinking about it for a second. And then like right as he like finishes hammering out like one of these arrowheads, he has a thought, and it's like, I need to check on Jimmy.
Sure.
So I'm going to give him a call.
Cool. Yeah, Jimmy picks up. No problem. Acanthus, hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great, dude. How are you?
I'm dude, I'm making so much money right now. I think I can probably quit doing like social media. I can do this full time.
You can't quit.
What?
You can't quit.
I mean, I could. I'm making so much money. But I mean, if you still need me, yeah.
I mean, Jimmy, I'm your friend. Of course I need you.
Cool. Yeah,
You're not going to just leave me over like some money that you're making with the fucking mafia?
Yeah, I mean, betting. I think it's the mafia, but like, they don't go out and tell you that it's the mafia. But I'm pretty sure it's the mafia. But no, that's cool, man. No, I got your back. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas. This is crazy.
All right, well, that's like one of the dumbest ideas you've ever given me. So,
oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Look, you found anything curious?
Not recently. I mean, this whole mafia thing is been. I mean, there's always weird going on, but like I've been like too busy with other stuff to mess with it or anything.
All right, well, I'm going to send you an address.
Okay.
I want you to come hang out with me for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. Yeah. Let me finish up some stuff here, and then I'll be right over.
I know you were curious what I've been up to.
Oh, that your little secret project that you keep running around with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for letting me in. Give me like, and you hear him tapping on the phone and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like 15 minutes.
Cool.
See you
just like hang up on him. No goodbye or anything. Just hang up.
Sure.
Craig, I'm sorry.
Chat, we're sorry.
No good can come from this.
So yeah, 15 minutes later, Jimmy pulls up to this fairly nondescript place. I don't think you guys have gone too hard into like recruiting people and making this like business or anything. It's a workshop in a warehouse. Yeah.
It's designed to not be intruded upon.
Right. And kind of looks around and, comes to the front door, which has got like, for me, like I just imagine, stencil paint, like numbers,
right.
Just the street address, and kind of knocks on the door, tries the handle. I'm sure it's unlocked. Kind of lets himself in. Hello?
Yeah. Hey, dude.
Oh, okay. Hey. Shuts the door behind him
and like
walks in.
Roaring fires from the forges and stuff.
Forge and I'm sure there's some music being played.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, welcome.
This is cool. Like, I dig it. Like, I know you've got the Viking thing, and like starts walking over and checking out.
I very much do.
Starts checking out like the arrowheads, and I'm sure you've got a couple like blade, thing stuff laying about, and kind of looking over it and checking out the forge, which is the big long sword forge, I imagine, and just kind of look around. Cool. Like, is this hey, what is this? It's a workshop. I get that, but
yeah, this is part of what I've been doing, Jimmy.
Sure.
You could call it my obsession.
Okay.
I know that there is a truth out there in the world. And I am trying my absolute best to bring it here, to make it manifest.
That's some like artsy shit, dude. That's deep.
Yeah. And Jimmy, like, I know I've been kind of throwing you around, right? Like telling you not to follow me and not to spy on us and to leave my new friends alone and stuff. But like, I've been protecting you.
Dude, from
Because-
what? Please, come on. I
because
can
you-
handle myself. Come on.
Jimmy, do you know what Rescue 1 is?
It's a fire station.
It's a fucking werewolf tribe.
Roll presence plus persuasion.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. Werewolves. No, hang on. Firefighter werewolves.
Yep, I thought it was weird too.
Dang. Yeah, I mean they're a strange bunch, and like they don't like people nosing around, but I mean doesn't make them werewolves. Like that, you know that's like an actual condition, right, Acanthus? Like people
What?
grow hair. Like that's not that you shouldn't make fun of people that way.
No, Jimmy, that's that's not what I'm talking
Does
about.
Jimmy believe in werewolves?
No, he's talking about like the actual medical condition.
Okay.
Jimmy, you show so much promise right now. You've been digging and fighting for every scrap of knowledge you can get your hands on, and I, god damn, do I respect that. But I've been trying to protect you because you weren't ready.
Dude, are you
To
about
know-
to like some fucking alien? The truth is out there bullshit. Like this
Yes,
some
I fucking
X-Files?
am, and I start yelling out in high speech,
Sure. Yep.
and I'm casting a spell.
Yep.
Yeah,
And what spell is that? Just for
it is
everybody.
words of truth.
Words of truth. Okay.
Uh.
Now a point of order, just
Uh-huh.
because I mean, if we're going to do this flashy, we might as well do it flashy. Do you want to go ahead and throw in runes of power?
Wait, what?
That's the literally make it flashy. Giant runes of, energy and stuff. It'll be a -2 on your roll, because it would be a combined spell.
Sure. That's fine. I'll bump the potency penalties down a bit then.
Okay, just leave it the same. Cool.
11, 1, 8 dice.
7 was 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna laugh if this fails.
8
One
dice.
success.
1
One
success.
success.
That's all it needs.
It's Songbird, man.
And
yeah.
fucking just Nordic shit pops out behind me, and I just start like absolutely like laying into him, talking about all of the strange things that happen in this world and how that this reality is meant to be changed and ruled by those that awaken, and it is time for him to wake the fuck up.
Oh, display of power. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Cool. So yeah. So just for the sake of stuff, let's go ahead and roll your active hubris because
Yeah, it's
Again.
which I believe I can
this is
get
probably a hard one.
because let's see here. Let's talk up the
it's
modifiers that go
definitely
into
You
it.
get some beats
Yeah.
here from some obsessions, though, right?
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, the active hubris by itself is going to be a beat by
take an
itself.
arcane beat for dominate people.
So right. I was going to say because you are following your obsession to
Yeah.
dominate people. That's a -1.
And hasty.
Oh, and hasty. Okay.
Well, I don't know. This
Well,
is
well, you just
fairly
get one
planned.
per-
That I called him up
one
and got him
per-
to come over here and
yeah.
stuff.
You and you planned it out. Now the one thing, because what's your virtue?
Selflessness.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that necessarily applies in this.
I mean,
because
like- awakening is like Songbird definitely does have sort of that like silver ladder sort of like awakening is the best possible thing that can happen to someone.
Yeah, but you're not putting yourself at risk to awaken him, are you?
Am I not?
well, and notably because it's not we're not talking about him getting willpower back. It's just
Yeah,
part of the act of hubris. If you are following an obsession or a vice, it reduces your die pool for the wisdom roll. If you're following a virtue, it gives you an additional. So that was the one I was kind of going back and forth on.
My read on this is it's following the dominate person is forcing
Right.
them to try and
Well,
awaken.
but you
I mean, it could be
you
both.
can be doing
Could be
both.
both.
I'm dominating
I-
this person, but
My
I have a
my
selfless
headspace is
reason.
that it is that like it's willing to
trying to
risk
save him.
my power to save him and to help him awaken.
Yeah. So I think
All right.
I think we'll keep it right there at that 3 dice. Then we'll kind
All
of
right.
even them out.
Nailed it! I'm back, baby.
One success. Okay, so yes, you get your beat. You resolve megalomania, so that's another beat. And
Is
then,
that a regular beat or an
yes,
arcane beat?
yeah, because it's just and then you get a arcane beat for the active hubris for the wisdom roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 regular
See,
beats.
cast spells get 4 beats. It's fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Everything's fine.
I'm sure there'll be
Meanwhile,
no negative repercussions to this.
yeah. So our good buddy Jimmy,
Jimmy.
who we all love and care for,
We do.
so very, very much.
That's why you would never
Poor-
do anything bad to him. You'll
poor
let me do bad
dumbass.
things to him.
Let's see here. I have to find this thing.
Chad has said that Force Awakenings cause banishers.
They definitely can. Yeah. Okay. So you watch as Jimmy kind of looks back and sees the crazy big runes here. Oh well, you cast the spell. What do you say? Sorry, because we got into the spell part of it, but yeah,
Oh, I kind of went into that.
just the yelling awakening.
Yeah,
I
like
did that.
talking about all the crazy shit I've seen and
Okay.
like
Cool. And for those of you who are unaware, banishers, now called the Herod, are basically people who they never get wisdom. They keep integrity, which means that every time they cast magic or see magic cast, because of course they can, it causes a breaking point. And activating Mage Sight actually harms them. And yeah, they're very messed up. And they basically
but
prefer
you
to
would never do that to me.
they prefer to hunt
Your favorite
mages
player.
and kill mages. No. So you watch as Jimmy just kind of like eyes wide, and there is a metaphorical bell rung. And I'm trying to remember all the silly rules for noticing people awakening here.
It has to be of the path.
And is that the only people who sense it?
So the nearest people of their path will know.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, you watch as Jimmy just kind of, his eyes kind of go wide and just kind of mentally checks out. Like his eyes kind of glaze over and he is seeing something else.
Okay. I immediately call Shardell.
Cool.
I did a bad thing.
You're probably not going to
You
say
need-
you did it.
You need to get the fuck out of there too, right?
No,
She's not back yet.
yeah, no, if he goes prodding to like jump in, but yeah, you have to like make attempts to jump in.
Okay.
You can only jump in if you're of their path.
Correct.
That is 100% true,
Mhm.
according to Signs of Sorcery.
Yeah, for the 4 paths that do not share the watchtower with the awakening in progress, that's as much as they can observe. The fact that he's clearly in an awakening. Mages who do are on the same path can see stuff. Can see a little bit more. Okay, cool. Yeah, you call up Shodell, and he picks up. Yeah, what's up?
Did you just feel something?
Yep.
Yeah, you should come to our sanctum.
Okay, keep him there, and hangs up, and then 1, 2, 3, foomp. Showed up. Where is he? There he is. Grabs him, and he and Shodell are gone.
Yep.
And like, I was about to say silence kind of falls over the forge, except there's raging fires and there's stuff like that.
I mean, it definitely is like sort of a like if like cinematog. Oh my god,
cinematic.
Words. Cinematically, like I think some grayscale and like Songbird just like sits down against a wall.
Yep. As all of a sudden your obsession, for a minute. That vice goes away, that obsession goes away, and you go,
"Oh fuck!"
The realization of what you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Boy. He felt it. Mastia goes, yes. Hi guys. We've only been talking about this forever. Yes, everybody should have guessed what path he was going to be following. And with that, we are 30 minutes into this episode.
Hot damn. Here we go.
Oh man.
Yeah. So in that case, down in the library, where in the Athenaeum, where Atratus is doing her work and stuff like that, and researching stuff, you hear and kind of see Ate running from elsewhere in the Athenaeum, like booking it. And she's always this very matronly, like calm, motherly kind of figure who's always just, got that, stately grace and just, and she is like jogging through the Athenaeum to the elevator, pressing the button, taking the elevator up. Yeah. And it's like, oh.
Okay.
Well, I wonder what that was.
Yeah, I think like a little bit into like Songbird, like kind of sitting there and like, I think that the active hubris roll is like takes place when he sits down and starts thinking. Like that's it's rationalizing what you've done and not rationalizing it, but like coming to terms with all the implications of it.
Right.
And so there's just a text to Wyrd and Atratus, and it's like, so Jimmy is awake, capital A.
Question mark. Or possibly.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how he's going to come out of this.
You don't know how he's going to come out, and whether because he might fall for it completely, he might fail it, and he might actually sign the Watchtower.
Right.
It's on Jimmy now.
He's with Shardell.
We get a text back from Wyrd saying, okay.
Is it the long oh?
Yeah. Just, all right. I mean, I guess he's in good hands. All right. I want to ask you if there's any sign of the mage that was watching him.
You probably ask this in person when you come back to get the mana, right?
Well, because this is happening like
time-wise, I'm still at the library working.
Right. Okay.
So,
I mean, he's safe and with Shardell.
Okay. Because we don't have any indication that you did this.
Right.
We just know that you're like, hey, Jimmy awakened. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, well, good, I guess.
Yeah, he is in the lustrum.
As long as he's taken care of.
As I read over stuff.
I did a bad magic, man.
You did.
Welcome to Mage, guys. It only took us 64 episodes to get into doing terrible things to your friends. Because you're a mage and you know better, so of course I'll do this.
I'm going to text Shardell, just, you need backup?
I'm trying to think what is... I think there's probably a good 15, 20 minutes before you get a text back. And it basically is like, we're okay. I think it's going to say, we're okay. We're watching him. We just have to let this run its course now.
Okay.
You gotta tell us that you did this.
Songbird has a hard time lying, so
yeah.
Reasonably certain my Nimbus is all over the fucking shop from
I mean,
this.
it already was.
That's true.
But
But yeah,
big and powerful
it's more active.
Hmm.
and recent.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, that said, now, Songbird, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to ask this in all seriousness. You have a spell to do it. Do you clear your browser history and go around the shop?
No.
Okay. I didn't figure Songbird was that
No.
type, but so yeah, Songbird.
I think if he had failed the wisdom roll
right and was
and
like,
gone down to
"Nah,
5
this is
and was
fine,
like, oh yeah, this it's fine. Just clean this up and it's fine.
whoops."
But yeah,
Okay.
We had
no.
like 3.
like I'm ready to own up to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have been like 2 hours later when I come back to the shop to
Right,
get some mana with some vampire facts.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Wisdom thinking that this seems like this awakening was a little quick for exploring a labyrinth, and like he's basically on the doorstep of a labyrinth.
I mean, he
didn't
was
go through.
already
Yeah, he was
on the verge of awakening when
Right.
they then ushered him into a labyrinth.
Sure.
He was already almost there. So they basically grabbed him to keep track of him because he was being hunted by someone else.
There was something I was going to look up.
Barry says you've subscribed to Vampire Facts.
Yeah, you subscribe to Vampire Facts. You're going to get all sorts of text. Oh, yes. So Atratus arrives. Songbird is back to working or kind of still sitting with...
Moping on the floor.
I mean, I don't think
not
moping. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, just with like a big sketch pad and drawing out plans, but like slowly and meticulously and like inscribing runes into them and stuff like that.
Cool. So yeah, Atratus gets Songbird caught up on her new list of Ordo Dracul vampire facts. What is Wyrd up to?
I'm thinking I wanted to stop by the sanctum and
Okay.
check in on Songbird.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
know Jimmy was a friend of his.
And I mean, like, walking in, I wouldn't notice anything. You have to have active mage sight to see a nimbus, yeah.
It would probably ping.
Well, no, because peripheral
it's
mage
Nimbus.
sight. Yeah, peripheral mage sight is not going to activate because there's no active spell here. Yeah. So
Yeah, I wouldn't think to turn on mage sight and look around just because
not
I
until
wouldn't.
she started to work or something like that. Yeah.
Fair.
So yeah, Atratus shows up. Songbird is sketching, and just because it's dramatically appropriate, Wyrd shows up a little while later. You guys are there in the forge. I need to get some background noise for like a forge in
Yeah.
action.
So you okay?
Yeah.
How did you know it was happening?
You might want to look around.
Okay, so I'll bring up mage sight.
Yeah,
And
and
just
it's like a
a wash.
Yeah.
it's like a
and
Jackson
your
Pollock
stamina goes
painting in
down.
here.
You feel it. You feel tired.
What?
Yeah.
What
I
did you
it.
do?
I did it. I woke him up. Look, I wasn't in the right headspace after the other night. And he was talking about how much money he was making from this fucking mafia labyrinth and how he wouldn't have to do social media. And I realized that he was telling me he could quit. He didn't have to be with me. He didn't have to be my friend anymore, is how I felt it. And so told him to come over here, and I just fucking yeeted magic at him.
You broke him so he wouldn't leave you.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not proud of it.
Now,
You know,
go ahead.
which you know how dangerous that is to him.
And yeah, because that was the thing I was going to bring up. Because Alethians, they do that. And Silver Ladders specifically, that's often one of the things they do is when they think somebody's ready, they bring them in and it's a ritual and they perform magic right in front of them to nudge them in. Though that's under like controlled circumstances and following certain rules and stuff like that. Songbird did this, high wire trapeze without a net. So yeah, it isn't like it's not some like terrible crime to have done it to him.
Wyrd,
also, it's very adamantine arrow because challenge them with magic and see what happens.
That's exactly how Arrow
on my end. It's more. It's like you possibly just irreparably broke him. Someone who was meant to be your friend.
Wyrd starts pacing.
Like you don't know if he's going to come out of this. He might, or he might not.
Yep.
Out of character, I particularly am loving this because last time we had to deal with an awakening and somebody's awakening getting all fucked up, somebody went to the Seers. Though you guys don't know that. Yeah, you guys have no knowledge of Memmon's fucked up memories now that I think about it.
Nope.
He's in
character. We don't know anything. Yeah,
that's true.
Yep. That's why I've been
still
sitting here.
You better hope he comes out of this okay.
Talk to Songbird a couple times and then just start pacing again.
Like,
oh yeah, it was real dumb.
Real dumb. That's
real dumb.
Really.
One might say it was unwise.
And starts pacing. How much do you know about how labyrinths work?
People go in, the good ones come out. The rest stay trapped forever.
There's another route through a labyrinth. Well, not through it, exactly.
Skipping straight to the ends?
No. Well, I mean, that's one way, but labyrinths are all about testing. They test for magical ability, and they test for aptitude, and they test for curiosity, but they also test for character and moral fiber.
Guess I should have had one then, huh?
A lot of guardians believe that life is a wheel, and when you die, you've just fallen off the wheel, and you just get back on and have another go. I shouldn't be telling you this, but he's your friend, and I'm your friend. If the guardians who are looking after him determines that he's a danger, they'll give him another go.
You don't know that
and
that's
I'm the bad
way
guy?
Things work.
No,
yeah, that's garbage.
I'm not saying you're the bad guy. I'm just saying that this is...
Oh, because in my religious belief, reincarnation is real. Therefore, I'm just going to kill you, and you'll get a second turn. You'll be fine.
It's never done lightly.
But it's done.
And it's never done without cause.
Well,
but it is done summarily.
Cool, so how do we go get him back? Can we give him to a Misty Ghost that doesn't belong to the Guardians?
I think that...
I gave him to the Herald, not to the Guardians.
Shodell is a Guardian.
Yes, but his duties to the Concilium come first.
Do you know?
I'm not I didn't tell you to try and make you feel bad. It's a thing. I've been kind of wrestling with this for a little while.
I jumped the gun on awakening him. Readily will admit that, but you cannot convince me that him awakening is a bad thing.
It might not be.
I mean,
everyone should awaken.
It was also going to happen.
Should never be taken. That's the entire thing that we as Diamond Order mages stand for, is that we should be always striving to ensure that there are more of us so that we can one day realign everything and get rid of the fucking abyss.
You're not telling me things I don't know. But you know that there's mages that are a danger of increasing the abyss, of throwing this whole world into the abyss. That's part of what the Guardians guard against. That's why the other orders look to us to fill that role. And if they determine that he's a risk, they'll fill that role. That's all. I hope it won't happen. I just didn't want you to be
surprised when they kill him.
Unaware of the possibility.
If only there was a way to keep an eye on him from a distance.
Start scrying Shodell.
Shodell or Jimmy.
Yeah, but he's in Shodell's company. Shodell's going to notice, I'm sure. He's way more Mystigos than I am as Space Mage.
See, I was only concerned that he might, see, what are the options when you're awakened? You can become a sleepwalker, become a mage.
Or die.
Yeah. That was my concern, was that he just never comes out of all of this.
Well, 2 out of 3 aren't bad.
Yep. Well, technically, you also have the Banishers. He could have a awakening that is also an Iron Awakening.
How much of this do we have?
A tyrannical one?
How much of this do we know in character? None.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Banishers you would know about. You would know about the Herod. Yeah.
So it's I was only concerned he would have a bad awakening and die. Now you're telling me he could come through it and then get killed because they determine he's a risk.
He's not going to get killed.
This is what one of the things that the Guardians do is they shepherd people through awakenings. He's in the best possible situation for this to take place.
I wouldn't have given to Shadel if I didn't trust him. So why you're trying to put doubt in me now, I don't know.
I'm not. Shouldn't say. I'm sorry.
That's new worries. Cool.
It keeps happening, bro. All right.
So, hello, raid friends.
Okay. You've come in at a bit of a time. Unless there's specific words you guys need to say, I'm going to say that you guys probably sit and chat for probably another hour or two. When Songbird, you get a text from Hadramiel. Actually, no, I think you get a call from Hadramiel.
Okay. Yeah, he has so far emailed and called.
Right.
Not texted.
He's got a BlackBerry. Come on, he doesn't text. He basically just says, gather your cabal and meet. At the Concilium meeting place.
All right.
I'm sure they have a better name for it, but for me, it's the Concilium meeting place. Go with that.
Get your shit together, y'all. We're going to the Concilium.
Okay.
You guys gather up. Is there I mean, you guys just grab your normal stuff and drive up, get a lift, whatever, Uber. And
reestablish one of us has a car.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the place that's like outside the city.
Right. Yeah.
So probably just take a train.
Yeah.
To get out there.
But make your way out there. The building is there. There's way less cars, way less. This place is fairly empty. But there's definitely like some guards. They look like high end security guards, suits. Holding their side just a little bit. Where they've got a gun tucked and stuff like that. But you guys pull up, and the guy at the gate just looks at some stuff on a display. Yep. And motions you in through the gate. Outside, you see Hadramiel, who's kind of standing, kind of pacing up on the front porch, and sees you guys. Is like, all right, come on. And ushers you all in. And the big, huge meeting space is basically devoid of most everybody. You do see Sun and Winter, the hierarch, is there. You also see. Sorry, gotta click all the right things. You see Hadramiel. You see Hiza. Moonkeeper is there. Pip is there. And Factory is there. All the 5 counselors with the hierarch, and Hadramiel says, "Yep," and just leads down, and they're all kind of standing, and they kind of look at you, the 3 of you, and go, "So, Patinko is his last name, right? Yeah. So Jimmy Patinko as Jimmy Smalls Patinko, excuse me, has begun his awakening. He's in the midst of a mystery play and currently wandering through Central Park.
Excellent.
He's being taken care of, right?
Yes. Shodell and Ate are with him and keeping an eye on him. I do not think, with it being such a large, open, public place, that he will come under attack. We don't know the path of this person that is stalking him. Hopefully, if he is not a Mastigos, Jimmy is free and clear. But so now we are waiting on that. And hopefully he comes back, comes back to us. In the meantime, we need to make plans for what happens after his awakening. I've spoken with the various leaders of the local caucuses and kind of nods at Pip. Red Dread has mentioned that the Cabal is seeking new membership. So should Jimmy feel inappropriate saying that, should James make it out of the awakening, he will be your responsibility.
That's fair.
And we think it's appropriate. You all need additional assistance, and since you lost a Mastigos, gaining a new Mastigos seems to balance the accounts, and you 3 already know him. And then we are going to begin. And Sun and Winter kind of has been kind of lightly pacing. It's not the angry, like frustrated, weird pacing earlier. This is just his I'm giving a speech kind of pacing, and kind of looks up, make sure that all the doors are closed, and says, and after that, we are going to begin a slow and careful pressure on some of the other prospects in Manhattan. Is
slow and careful.
Yes.
Whoop.
If we know that somebody is out there hunting them, and has at least been to New York, we don't know if our other prospects will be safe. So we will be accelerating plans, and kind of nods
Look
to
over at Wyrd.
Yeah, well, nods to Wyrd and says the Guardians are on board with this. And in point of fact, we are going to be poaching a little bit from some of the Seers prospects. This is something that the council, kind of pushing, has had in the works quietly. And since you have started this, and well, you are in Lower Manhattan, surrounded by Seers, we wanted you to be aware, especially since you have, as I understand, Songbird, been going around and claiming this territory rather visibly, which is appropriate and appreciated, and let it be known, but there may be more pressure from the Seers in your area.
Sure.
Should they realize that we are poaching.
We're painting targets on ourselves, essentially.
Or
yes.
more like the council's painting targets on us.
I mean, we're literally doing the painting.
Right. Yeah. No. Both actions are going to potentially inflame the Seers. The reason I bring this up is we are not interested in having a Cold War blossom into a full-blown war in Manhattan, in New York. So you are being empowered, at least for where it matters, Lower Manhattan, and I'll admit you have some leeway for the rest of Manhattan to negotiate with any Seers that come to speak with you. Negotiate, give very little ground, but know that the Concilium is putting our faith in you. We are entrusting you. I wish there was a Silver Ladder member of your order, but I will not judge you on your decisions. And, Pip goes, But because of that, it will be known to the rest of Concilium that in terms of speaking on behalf of the Concilium, your voices have weight so long as it remains within your small territory of New York. But that is going to be a pretty dense and significant portion of New York, and we understand that. But you have our backing.
Okay.
The other half of this is you need to be aware that the reason we are keeping this a nice, cold, chilly little Cold War is because we plan to unseat the prince of the vampires in the coming months.
Oh.
Why?
He does not negotiate. And I think that is due to pressure below him, because negotiating with mere mortals, is seen as a weakness. There are some more volatile members in Vampire Society that are putting pressure on him and his upper echelon. And we do not want to have a two-front war between both Seers and vampires. Seers specifically get along with vampires in many situations.
Gross.
Yes. So we want to keep the Seers not interested in getting involved. We do not want to prod them and poke them or anything of the sort. We just want them to leave us alone and let us work, and we will hopefully quietly be removing the Vampire Prince soon. I'll be honest, I don't care who takes over, because it's going to throw them into some turmoil and cause confusion within their ranks, and whoever shows up after will hopefully be either more amenable or we're going to be very obvious about who removed the prince.
I mean, doesn't it seem likely that you would get the people who are pressuring him to be more of a jerk in charge?
Potentially. And
unless you have someone to set up as the new prince, it seems premature.
Bluntly, yes, we are aware. But it has become a point of contention that we cannot even set up meetings. So we are hoping that by even removing the prince and letting it be known that it was us, even if a more volatile and violent or less negotiable prince were to take over, then we will remove him as well. This could become
Bloodthirsty enemies are easily controlled.
They are. And this also can become a little bit bloody and protracted. And you, of course, are down
in the middle of it.
Yeah. So you
will
need
the
to be
rules
there.
about safety inside buildings drop when you start killing them?
Well, yes, because that negotiation was based off of the prince's negotiation, and if the prince is no longer
That's
around,
safety outside of buildings.
Right.
Safety in public.
The streets
Right.
are safe right now, but they're not about to be.
Right.
Cool.
And if the prince is gone, then his command no longer matters. We are aware of that, and you are being let known because you are going to very likely be in the middle of it. We will be alerting other cabals in the Concilium, so they're aware to lock their doors, close their windows, batten down the hatches.
Good thing we have a door warden.
Banner warden, door warden, double it up.
The door banner.
The door banner.
The banner door.
Ban the door.
As such, yes, the other cabals will be let known once we get closer to that point. You are being let know now, so you understand the importance of it not causing problems with the seers.
Yep.
Do you have questions,
Understood.
concerns? This is not a lecture. This is an open meeting. If you are the boots on the ground. If you have concerns, let them be made known now.
We may obviously need supplies here and there.
Oh, sure.
What about sleepwalker support?
If you need sleepwalkers for a purpose, let your caucuses and let the Concilium know. Is there something specific that you have in mind?
If we're kicking a hornet's nest, there's only 3 of us for Lower Manhattan, possibly 4. We could use just some extra eyes.
Okay. I can see what additional eyes can be provided.
Without knowing the exact situations that are going to occur, it's tough to
No, that's fine.
plan while we're all standing here, but, battle plans can be drawn, battle lines can be moved.
So we are prepared to negotiate with seers in our area who come to us peaceably.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure what we would be negotiating on. The prospects you're poaching from them?
The prospects, hallows, mysteries, entrances in and out of Lower Manhattan, verges, anything that is in your territory.
Mm-hmm.
We have not had a steady foothold there, so what actually remains there, what new has appeared, we're not up to date with.
Mm-hmm.
So as you are patrolling your territory, keep an eye out, make note, see, it may require long-term recon to determine whether or not seers have actually laid claim to it, if they're aware of it, or if they don't care about it. But
Okay.
those are to be used. The other reason I bring this to you, besides just your location, is as I understand it, and kind of looks to Pip and who's the other one? Hadramiel. You all are, well, I'm going to say soft about the others. You all play nice.
Pointed looks at Atratus.
Atratus, yeah.
I like having allies.
You don't need to defend yourself.
No, you don't. Allies are good. There are those of us who could not stomach making some of the alliances that you have. The fact that you can and are willing to, more power to you. I don't know that I could get along with vampires myself, but I have a history with them, and I have spent, a solid decade working with the prince, and that likely biases my opinions.
It's good that you can admit that.
Yeah. It's damn hard.
You'd hate to be okay boomered at a council meeting, you know what I mean?
Right. Actually, we're a couple months from that ever actually happening, so
Yeah, that's fair.
So yes, it is difficult to stand up to in front of a bunch of new mages and tell them that they know better than I do, but in this situation, you do. As such, we are passing the baton metaphorically to you. Stay in contact with your counselors, stay in contact with your caucuses, keep us abreast of anything that seems out of the ordinary, seems problematic, so that way when we put plans into place, we are fully aware. Moonkeeper has been making divinations day and night for this plan. Currently, all signs point to replacing the prince is the best option for the concilium as a whole, but that is the concilium as a whole, and on the individual, we don't know what kind of pressures there will be. So we will continue the divinations until the time is right, and as any of you might know, kind of nod to Wyrd, the future is volatile and ever-changing. So, yes?
We have ongoing investigations that we're intending on taking us out of the country. Should we be putting those on hold for the time being?
That will be up to you. It will be a few months before anything happens. And if nothing else, that might be a reason for us to provide some Sleepwalker staff to assist you. So at least somebody is there to answer the door should seers come to call. So
Sounds good.
Right, and sorry. Oh my gosh. Conka is not behaving well. And I feel like I'm missing a counselor.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, you have 5.
Factory Hadramiel. Oh, he's there. Derp.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, he basically he's makes mention that, well, I know of at least one sleepwalker who is by the way doing quite well now. And is
personally indebted.
Yeah. He's none too excited about going out on investigations and would prefer more domestic work.
Sounds ideal.
So yeah, if nothing else, we'll have him come by, understand your sanctums and locations, and get kind of assigned and work with you all to
domestic work, like sweeping the factory or sweeping our shop.
Preferably don't use the sleepwalker for something as demeaning as that. That's what sleepers are for.
There's nothing demeaning about cleaning.
There's
There's nothing demeaning about cleaning.
I mean, don't just use them as domestic.
Right.
Yeah.
And out of character, do you guys have any other specific questions, concerns, either in character or out of character?
Too many to articulate.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
This is
mostly
all gonna
about
get
what
wild.
might come up in the future. We don't really know what's going to happen, so
And
Really
they
have-
don't have any specific, they
This,
don't know.
this feels like we've unlocked potential for more dots of status here.
Yes, that is the other thing, is that you guys all get 1 dot in concilium status.
Oh, just get one?
Get 1.
Hell yeah. I got 2 now.
In concilium? Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot you had bought 1 earlier.
Yeah. 3 dots of AA.
that's so many. I'm at 1.
Okay. So yeah, with that, the meeting kind of, you guys exchange some information, some back and forth. Where the heck?
Did we ever give them Mysterium membership?
No, that hadn't come up yet. But because that was going to happen at the next concilium meeting, but I think now actually makes sense in character to actually do that. So yeah, as part of that, he's also brings up that and kind of walks over to Wyrd and Songbird and says, "Welcome to the gang," and pins you guys with the same little flag that Atratus had. And yeah, you guys both get Mysterium status 1. Notably, just for your help and assistance in acquiring the grimoire and then future grimoires to increase the knowledge of the Mysterium and this concilium.
I like earning beats. Or earning dots.
Merits. Yeah.
Merits is what I meant to say.
Yep. So yeah.
Cool.
717. We got a little more
You can
time.
get a Gregor now.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Ooh. More things to spend XP on. No.
Well, Gregor, like, you put that 1 dot in there, and you're good for a long
That's fair.
time.
That's fair.
So, yeah, and so backtracking a little bit again, was there in character or out of character, like, questions about the concilium stuff that's happening? Okay.
Not that I have right now. Again, it's mostly just this is a lot that's being thrown at us,
Yeah.
and we'll see
Yes.
what unfolds.
Yeah, all the specifics of like, what resources can we absolutely not give up in negotiating and stuff like that. Like they don't even know what's down there, so it's like
Right. Well, and that's you guys have, give up as little as possible, but because for them, basically this is it's free real estate. It's, brand new territory for the concilium to actually lay claim on. So anything you can get, awesome, and give, as little as possible out. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think that's...
this scene went different than I expected.
Yeah, I was expecting us
Thought I
to
was gonna get
get
yelled at.
raked across the coals for
No.
awakening a guy.
That's going to happen when Shodell and Ate chat with you guys.
Yeah,
Because those
fair.
are the Alethians who are like, I'm supposed to be on... Yeah. But cool.
Like, this isn't your job.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a job. That's one of their big studies. They both have an obsession for studying awakenings. So, yes,
I'll take this time, like after the meeting's like done-ish, to try to talk to Hadramiel for a few minutes.
Okay. Cool. Do you think that's going to fit in 10 minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you guys kind of wonder. I imagine finally Wyrd has a chance to go chat with Moonkeeper, the Acanthus counselor. Okay.
If he's amenable,
he's
for
super
sure.
fun.
Oh, yeah,
He's I love his awakening that ended up with him 10 years younger.
Whoops. Yeah.
Whoops.
Speaking with, Hadramiel, Songbird, what can I do for you?
Hey, so I know we had talked about supernal beings before, and like chatted a little bit, and I'm interested in learning more about them. I find it incredibly fascinating as like a sort of field of study. I was wondering if you might want to, every now and again, like work together on this field of research.
I could be amenable to that. It was very vague, though. Do you have plans?
I know that there are many supernal beings out there, and that they can, they have things they can do that are beyond our grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I guess I'm interested in learning what some of those gifts might be.
Dangerous.
Yes, but I have some more information for your BlackBerry, by the way.
Like, looks left, looks right, sees who's looking over his shoulder. Do tell.
How, like, in character, like, how do I, like, know about, like, ranks of, like, is rank just something that people, like, talk about with spirits and supernal beings and stuff?
Because there's terms within for meta knowledge. There are terms for spirits and ghosts that specifically reference their rank. So, like, spirits, a rank 0 spirit is a mote, for instance.
Okay.
So they would have terms for that. So I'm sure there's some similar taxonomy. I remember the word. For supernal beings, but for our purposes, just saying rank, whatever works for me.
Sure. So when we were recently out of the country, I needed help and summoned a cherubim of life, a rank 3 cherubim of life. You may notice that I look slightly less.
Oh, I previously thought that was a spell.
No, it's I traded, as it were, this creature of walking tree sort of build.
Yeah, all of a sudden starts typing down notes.
He dug his roots into my face and enhanced my martial capabilities and took a bit of my looks, my pride, as he described it.
There's a quote about pride cometh before the fall, but we'll just skip past that, right?
Sure.
And types down. Okay, and you made that trade?
I did.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it was involuntary.
No, he asked for permission, or asked for my assent, I guess is probably the right way to describe it.
Interesting.
And this is kind of out of the blue for as far as where this conversation is, but I have been thinking about my actions and my approach to several things recently, and I wanted to apologize for the disdain or irreverence that I showed your chapel and your faith the other day.
Thank you for that. I know I am a odd outlier for holding some sleeper beliefs, especially as a Silver Ladder member. But
from Thor to Yahweh, we understand that between the two of us.
Good. might be another interesting discussion all by itself. Good, interesting. And adds some other notes and says, so you needed more martial skill when you were out of the country.
I did.
You again, does the look left, look right? So where were you?
Real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite ready to talk about that yet. But
does everyone not know about Jun?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, like
It's
people,
only
and
the
like
Mysterium?
the Mysterium probably knows that he's the living grimoire. Where he came from, stuff like that. It's one of those things of, generally speaking, you don't ask because you don't want to force people to tell you no. And especially in the Mysterium, where a lot of the higher ranking folks, like you've probably noticed, Ate, Hiza, and Oceans for sure do not lie. Because they take a vow of...
Well, it's the whole Pancryptia thing. It's the whole fighting Pancryptia thing.
Right. And for them as well, they take the vow to speak truth.
Yeah, it's a whole
right.
Mysterium thing.
Right. So like for them, like to lie is just ridiculous. Why would you put that out there?
Right.
So for them, the Mysterium don't ask questions that might be uncomfortable to it. But Hadramiel, however, is Silver Ladder. He's like, dude,
Right.
well, what's going on?
Details.
I will just say that it has to do with my Cabal's current bits of research.
Understood. I won't prod further until you are ready to reveal. Though something that managed to take you all so far out of town seems. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully it was interesting.
It was an experience.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. If nothing else, you met a intense cherubim and
Heart of the Forest.
Treebeard.
Well, that was my name that I
Right.
gave him. He refused to create his own.
interesting.
Yes.
Well,
one of these days we'll see a seraphim.
let's just say,
Don't you know where they are? You can go fight them in person.
Yep.
I don't want to fight them.
But yeah, okay. Cool. And then if because it just noticed it's 7:28. If Wyrd wants to chat with Moonkeeper, we can do that on the next episode, or were you just like,
I'm cool with that off screen, but I am not talking about his awakening. I'm not talking about his age. I just want to get a feel for him and socialize. Like this is kind of what Occultists do. They just like to talk, right? So
yeah, let's share stories, not those stories, but all the other stories. Yeah, because I'm sure Wyrd and Moonkeeper are both like, we're not talking about awakenings. Okay, cool. Yeah, and for Moonkeeper, he's not against talking about his awakening. It's the celebrity thing. Like, dude, I do not.
Everyone knows
but I
about
totally
this.
get that. He doesn't.
Right.
So I'm not interested in it at all.
Right. You don't go talk to Mark Hamill about Star Wars. Well, actually, he'd probably be okay with it. But
you don't talk to Harrison Ford about Star Wars.
There you go. Besides, everyone knows you talk to him about Indiana Jones. So, because Indiana Jones is superior, sorry. Well,
Trying to start a fight.
Bold yet correct statements.
Yes. Let's be clear. The first 3 movies of Indiana Jones were better. You throw the 4th one in there and it just throws everything off. So, hey, thank you guys for joining us on this awesome, wacky series of events.
Everything went better than expected.
Well,
and again, you did the whole table flip on our aspirations.
We're not done. We have another episode. But yes, So Jimmy's now awake, and for those of you who've been around since episode 1, and we made the jokes, man, wouldn't it be terrible if Jimmy Smalls awakened? Hi, welcome to episode 64, the one where Jimmy Smalls awakens. We will find out what happens after his mystery play, because unlike Songbird, who just got knocked the fuck out and woke up awakened, and has his journey, Jimmy is literally wandering around New York, experiencing the supernal. And if it's Mastigos, that means he's seeing everybody as itty-bitty conglomerations of itty bitty little demons and seeing all these connections, and he is not having a grand time. Let me promise you that.
Poor guy.
Pandemonium, man. Yes, thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure to, if you're on Twitch, just go join us on Discord and start throwing episode titles at us. That's yeetinto.space. That's the website, and it'll just send you right to Discord. If you want to support us monetarily, that's staylucky.club. It's also a good place to just follow to see updates when we do stuff. I've got to be a little bit better about posting news updates, like if we're going to be off. By the way, next week, we're not going to be here. We're going to be in PAX Unplugged.
Some of you will be impacted.
That's true, yes. And Wyrd is, and Craig is going to take a week off from us. Mostly because I told Wyrd, I was like, dude, just solo game, just come. And Craig was just not into it. That's a lie. I didn't suggest any such thing. I was going to put that pressure on him. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. For those of you on Twitch, Discord episode stuff, we'll be right back. YouTube folks, we will see you for the finale this session on Friday, which I guess will be when we're at PAX Unplugged. That's it. Until next time, guys.
Stay lucky.
Bye.